I'm very happy this morning to give this pledge testimonial to share what brought Robin and me to the UU Church in Fresno, what keeps us here, and why we believe it is our responsibility to financially support our church. I must share that it was a very painful process that brought us here. Both Robin and I grew up in the Christian faith. I in a little United Methodist church in Oregon, and Robin at St. James Episcopal Church here in Fresno. Looking back, I have to say that I value those years in that little rural church. It was there that many of the values I practice today were formed. It was there I learned the Bible teachings from Genesis to Revelations. It was there that I learned and sang the many church songs I still sing and hear today. It was there that I felt welcome. This worked very well for us during those early years, but when Robin and I made a loving commitment to join our lives as a gay couple in the mid-1960s, that all changed. Suddenly, we didn't feel so welcome in the church community. We hadn't changed, but the Christian church's view of us had changed, virtually overnight. Was it the church we attended when our children were young that would not welcome us in the couple's adult Sunday school program, insisting that we go instead to the singles class? Was it going to the baptism of a cherished granddaughter only to experience the pastor preaching that Sunday on the evils and damnation of same-sex relationships? I was crushed and beaten down by this rejection. My Christian faith and religious experiences I had grown up with were shattered by these and other similar experiences during that time. I made the decision to reject all organized religion and vowed I would never spend another day in church. I decided that I would seek my own spirituality, and I chose to pray. What I chose to pray or practice my faith, it would be on my own terms. Robin felt pretty much the same. And then a miracle happened. We found the UU Church of Fresno. Specifically, we found Brian and Edie Jessup. We were immediately touched by their loving and supporting spirit and their acceptance of our relationship as one equal to theirs. We started attending the little brown church on Millbrook and haven't missed many Sundays in the past 15 years since. I cannot begin to tell you how it felt as a gay couple to hear the words we first heard here. Love is the doctrine of this church, and all are welcome here just as you come. For the first time in our religious lives together, we felt accepted and loved and valued for who we are. So it's easy for me to talk about why we stay here. Is it the loving, supportive, and accepting spirit of this congregation? Is it the Sunday services now artfully crafted by Reverend Tim, free of dogma, but challenging us to think and search for our own spiritual reality and meaning? Is it the wonderfully diverse and inspirational music provided by Lorenzo and the many talented singers and musicians, young and old? Is it the Spirit School program that provides so many valuable and meaningful life learning lessons for our youth, with unlimited opportunities for them to show their talents that are so many? Is it the social justice program and commitment that is so important to many in our wider community, and where we as UUs grow by our participation? Or is it the loving spirit of this congregation that welcomes all, contributes to the needs of those less fortunate, embraces the work of other faith groups, and unflinchingly supports issues that affect many of our neighbors and friends? Well, it is for these reasons and many more that Robin and I love and support this church. By receiving so many blessings of the church and for all the many reasons that keep us here, how could we not contribute as much as we can to its work? For many years, Robin and I have tried to contribute to many worthy causes, especially to those protecting human and animal rights. But like most of you, we only have so much to give financially. In the past few years, we have begun to focus our giving more and more to this church. Serving on the Board of Trustees, I have seen firsthand what is needed to support the spiritual life of this church, as well as our social justice work, to help those in our community that are homeless, disenfranchised, and suffering. Serving on the Visioning Committee, I've also heard our many hopes and dreams for the future. In the past, Robin and I have tried to increase our pledge each year, and it hasn't always been easy. But then we think about how much this church means to us, and what a significant and meaningful place it has in our lives. In discussing our pledge for this year, I was reminded of a Bible scripture from my youth. From everyone to whom much has been given, much will be required. And from those to whom much has been entrusted, even more will be required. For Robin and me, it was the awareness of how much this church gives to us that we arrived at the decisions to stretch ourselves, to dare to risk, and to significantly increase our pledge this year. I trust that each of you will also spend some quiet time thinking about what this church gives you when making your decision about what you will give back to support its important work in the coming year. Thank you very much.